carpet rich and rare, beneath the trees without a care. Content to sleep, their work well done, colors gleaming in the sun. At other times they wildly fly, until they nearly reach the sky, twisting and turning through the air, till all the trees are stark and bare. Exhausted, drop to the earth below, to wait like children for the snow.
Jordan, go first.
We used to rattle our keys in high school to the
I'm going to read Among the Rocks by Robert Browning. Oh, good gigantic smile of the brown earth, of the old brown earth, this autumn morning, how he sets his bones, to bask in the sun and thrust out knees and feet, for the ripple to run over in its mirth. Listening the while where the heap of stones, the white breast of the sea lark twitters sweet. That is the doctrine, simple, ancient, true, such life's trial as old earth smiles and knows. If you loved only what were worth your love were clear again and wholly well for you. Make the love nature better by your throes. Give earth yourself and go for gain above.
Very good. Fall is oftentimes associated with decline or death. It's my favorite season. I love the fall. It's getting cooler, football, baseball, all good stuff. Who would like to go next?
I'm going to read My Autumn Leaves by Bruce Wilson. I watch the woods for deer as if I'm armed. I watch the woods for deer who never come. I know the he's and she's in autumn, rendezvous in orchards stained with fallen apple stand. I drive my car this way to work, so I may let the crows and corn believe it's me the calls are meant to warn. And the snakes who turn in warm and secret caves, they know me too. They know the boy who lives inside me and still won't go away. The deer are ghosts who slip between the lights and through the trees, so you may only hear the snap of branches in the thicket beyond hope. I watch the woods for deer as if I'm armed.
For those of you that hunt, kill as many as possible so they don't hit my car. Who would like to go next? Okay.
My poem is Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her heart is hued to hold. Her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaves subsides to leave, so Eden's sake to grieve. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay.
Very nice. I love Robert Frost. Nobody's better at making something sound simple but be complex at the same time. Do we have more volunteers?
Have another Robert Frost.
Yep.
5 points.
5 points.
And a cupcake.
Yeah, I got the other one.
Safer over here.
The poem I'm going to read is The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as far that the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Very good, thank you. I often use that poem in my English 102 classes because I don't like it that it's on motivational posters. It makes the road less traveled by makes all the difference, but they didn't say if it was a good difference.
Never know if it is.
It's kind of like the glass half empty or glass half full. If you're a pessimist, you look at it that way, and if you're an optimist, you say, good. Somebody else like to share a work?
More students.
Any more?
Got poems.
Do I get 5 points by you?
Sure.
I need 5 more points after 200 units. I think. Well, I do have a couple things that I would like to read. So I'll read a poem first, and I'll see if I can talk anybody else into reading a work. Then if not, I can grab something else. This is a poem by James Wright. It's called Autumn Begins in Martins Ferry, Ohio. In the Shreve High football stadium, I think of Pollocks nursing long beers in Tiltonsville, and gray faces of Negroes in the blast furnace at Benwood, and the ruptured night watchmen of Wheeling Steel dreaming of heroes. All the proud fathers are ashamed to go home, their women clucked like starved bullets, dying for love. Therefore, their sons grow suicidally beautiful at the beginning of October and gallop terribly against each other's bodies. Any more?
Any more students?
I don't know all the words.
Do you want to point them out to me? I can tell you how to pronounce them.
Yeah, he can stand by.
Which ones are yours?
All of them.
Is it in English?
It's
Oh, yeah?
country English. Can't you speak country English?
And that's more or less, that's just a phonetic word. Have you ever read the Jabberwocky? Okay, it's another.
I'll just see that.
That's
Okay, let's hear it.
When the frost is on the pumpkin by Whitcomb Riley. When the frost is on the pumpkin and the fodder's in the shot, and you hear the coyote gobble of the strutting turkey cock, and the clacking of the guineas and the clucking of the hens, and the rooster's alley lure as he tiptoes on the fence. Oh, it's then the times a feller is a feeling at his best, with the rising sun to greet him from a night of peaceful rest. As he leaves the house bareheaded and goes out to feed the stock, and the frost is on the pumpkin and the fodder's in the shop. There's something kind of party-like about the atmosphere when the heat of summer's over and the cool of fall is here. Of course we miss the flowers and the blossoms on the trees, and the mumble of the hummingbirds and buzzing of the bees, but the air is so appetizing and the landscape through the haze of a crisp and sunny morning of the early autumn days. It's a picture that no painter has the coloring to mock when the frost is on the pumpkin and the fodder's in the shop. The husky, rusty rustle of the tossels of the corn, and the rasping of the tangled leaves as golden as the morn. The stubble and the furries kind of lonesome like, but still a preaching sermons to us of the barns they grow to build. The straw stack in the meadow and the reaper in the shed, the horses in their stalls below, the clover overhead. Oh, it sets my heart a-clicking like the ticking of a clock when the frost is on the pumpkin and the fodder's in the shop. Then your apples always gathered and the ones a feller keeps is poured around the cellar full of red and yellow heaps. And your cider making's over and your women folks is through with their mince and apple butter and their souse and sausage stew. I don't know how to tell it, but if such a thing could be, as the angels want boarding and they'd call around on me, I'd want to accommodate them all the whole enduring flock when the frost is on the pumpkin and the fodder's in the shop.
Something like that.
Who else would like to join in our
Anybody else? I have one.
presentation? You want to read?
Well, only. Anybody else? Anybody else?
5 points at cupcake. That's excellent.
Not a Shakespeare song.
I'll do this one. This one's about football. Should be a guy reading it. All right, this one's called Football. It's by Fred Babin. And it's called Football with Apologies to Oliver Twist and Everybody Else. And if you know the musical, there's a song about food, glorious food. This is football, glorious football. Don't care what it looks like, burned, underdone, crude. Don't care what those crooks like, just thinking of growing fat. Our senses go reeling, one moment of knowing that full up feeling from sitting on the couch. Football, glorious football. What wouldn't we give for that extra bit more? That's all that we should live for. Why should we be fated to do nothing but brood on football? Magical football, wonderful football, marvelous football, fabulous football, beautiful football, glorious football. Roll Tide. I added that last part.
Well, this year I don't think you can call what Auburn's doing is playing football.
They're trying.
I have no loyalties here. I kind of watch them both.
Yeah, he's a Western.
Pay attention to it, but my loyalties are out west. Anybody else like to share? Old and old.
I'll be reading Autumn Song by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Knowest thou not at the fall of the leaf, how the heart feels a language free, laid on it for a covering, and how sleep seems a goodbye thing in autumn at the fall of the leaf, and how the swift beat of the brain flatters because it is in vain. In autumn at the fall of the leaf, knowest thou not, and how the chief of joys seem not to suffer pain. Knowest thou not at the fall of the leaf, how the soul feels like a dried sheep, bound up at length for harvesting, and how death seems a comely thing, and autumn at the fall of the leaf.
Anybody else? All right.
I'm going to read a short poem called Autumn Fires by Robert Louis Stevenson. And it goes, in the other's gardens, all up the vale, from the autumn bonfires, see the smoke trail. Pleasant summer over, and all the summer flowers, the red fire blazes, the gray smoke towers. Sing a song of seasons, something bright and all, flowers in the summer, fires in the fall.
Thank you. Although the fires in the fall that I don't like to see are the old guys that are poking at the leaf burning pile for 3 days on end. All past that guy. And he gets up, pokes, drinks beer, lights a cigarette, pokes the fire. Anybody else like to go? No? Well, thank you all for coming. What I'd like to note is next month, Lyrical Lounge, the best day to do it is often on a Wednesday, and Halloween happens to fall on a Wednesday. So, if at all possible, we'll try to get this room for Halloween Day, and we will have this special spooky version of the Lyrical Lounge. If you are poets yourself, we also let people read original work. So if you'd like to bring in an original poem to present it, you have a month to put together a spooky poem. I know all of my students, I think one or two students have a poem about their favorite candy bar because I make them write it. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. If you read, grab a cupcake on the way out. If you didn't read, leave $1 on the table and take a cupcake too.